Hey there guys, welcome to Dino's Vault once again, and here's my first ride review of the Yamaha FZ25. Now many of you have been requesting me to get this review done ASAP, and being a Yamaha fanboy myself and having owned two Yamaha bikes so far, I too was just as much as eager to get my hands on this bike. Now, have Yamaha come up with another blockbuster? Have they managed to resurrect themselves with this bike once again in this market that has suddenly taken off with people wanting to own premium and powerful machines that have all-round capabilities? And have they managed to deliver just what the now more demanding and more mature average Indian biker is looking for? These are all the questions we'll be trying to answer as we go ahead with this video. First, when you look at the setting in which the bike has been launched, I have to admit that Yamaha have done their homework and have positioned this bike very well by pricing it perfectly. Now, I'll be giving my verdict towards the end of this video, but first, let's start out by looking at how this new concept was actually born. When launched back in 2008, the FZ became a benchmark by introducing a proper macho and muscular street fighter culture to the Indian audience. Then came the FZ version 2.0, which was and is the most affordable 150cc street fighter to feature fuel injection in our market currently. Now, Yamaha have realized the fact that the biking culture is growing at a rapid pace here in our nation, so much so that even brands like BMW are getting into the entry-level premium sport bike category. So for 2017, they decided to take the FZ franchise to the next level by offering an affordable yet amazing machine that is all set to yet again shake the entry-level premium sport bike market here in our nation. Now, taking a look at the design, the bike gets a new age and modern looking design that does make it look special in and around its segment. The night black color variant, as you can see here, is the best looking variant among the color options offered. The bike is said to be inspired by the powerful muscles of an athlete. The FZ's true essence of a muscular street fighter has been carried forward, but with a more modern layout to attract the bikers of this generation. Up front, we have the LED headlamp with three lighting elements that is all set to captivate the digital age biker. The lights are energy efficient and offer better light spread at night. When set on high beam, all the three lights illuminate together to offer adequate visibility at night. We also now get the new 10-spoke lightweight alloy wheels that look super cool. Now, coming to the profile, the FZ's trademark muscular fuel tank hogs all the limelight here. The tank is well sculpted and lends the bike a macho street fighter look just like any other FZ. The extended tank cowls seem slightly inspired by that of the MT-07 and lend the bike a fresh new look among its competition. The side and rear panels are neatly laid out. The overall fit and finish and build quality seems on par with what we expect from a Yamaha. The short and stubby exhaust not only looks fresh, but it also sounds amazing because it has been specially tuned to give out a sporty exhaust note. So let's go ahead and listen to it now. The tail section is nice and sleek and sharp with cuts and creases all over. The LED tail lamp looks quite striking when it comes on, and the grab bars are conveniently placed to be utilized by the pillion. The split seats get slip-resistant cover material such that the rider or pillion don't slip forward when braking. The seat foam gets ideal cushioning because very soft seats too are not good for long rides and tend to give you butt aches. The seat is not too soft nor is it too hard. The seats offer adequate comfort for short rides as well as long rides. The handlebar is perfectly positioned, and this along with the ideally set rider foot pegs give the rider a stance that is typically that of a street naked bike. The same stance allows you to enjoy a fatigue-free ride within the city limits or even on the highways. The switches are well laid out and are of good quality. We do get a high beam flasher and an engine kill switch. The bike gets always headlamp on function just like the other new bikes launched recently, and we don't get a light switch. We do get a control switch to choose between high beam and low beam. The speedo console is an all digital unit. It looks simple and functional with readable fonts. The readouts include a speedometer, tachometer, odometer, trip meters, fuel gauge, clock and average. Now, coming to the star of the show, which is the engine. Now, powering the FZ25 is an all-new lightweight 4-stroke single-cylinder oil-cooled fuel-injected 249cc blue core engine, and we get a SOHC setup here. This puts out a max power of 20.9 PS at 8000 RPM and a max torque of 20 Newton meters at 6000 RPM. This comes mated to a 5-speed gearbox. Now, taking the bike out for a spin, I immediately fell in love with this bike because it felt perfectly balanced, was nice and easy to flick around with its lightweight chassis, and the power delivery was sweet and pleasant, which is perfect for city conditions. Now, Yamaha claimed that this engine has been particularly fine-tuned to thrive in Indian traffic conditions. The shapes of the combustion chamber and the intake port have been optimized to boost combustion speed. The fuel injection on and crisp throttle response. Therefore, there is adequate amount of torque throughout the mid-range. The clutch is nice and light and easy to use. The gear shifts worked fine but felt a bit notchy at times, but I'd rather give the bike the benefit of the doubt because it was a brand new bike that I rode. The engine gets a 4-row core oil cooler for effective cooling. There was no noticeable engine heating apparent, though I rode the bike through city traffic as well as empty stretches. Also, the engine adopts a lightweight forged aluminium piston and a plated cylinder with better heat dissipation characteristics. The low tensile free sliding piston rings result in reduced power loss. Also, a balancer shaft is added to keep the vibration levels to a bare minimum. There are no vibrations whatsoever up to cruising speeds of 105 km per hour. Also, the precisely engineered diamond frame offers superb handling to enjoy your daily commutes through the city, while also offering great straight line stability at triple-digit speeds to casually cruise through the highways on the weekends. Now, looking at the brakes, we get a 282 mm disc with 2-pot brake caliper up front. At the back, we get a 220 mm disc with a single pot caliper. The front brake is quite effective and impressive in offering good initial bite and good feedback. Overall, the braking seems good and effective for the kind of power this bike has on offer. Now, talking about the suspension, we get chunky 41 mm front forks that soak up the bumps effortlessly and offer a nice and plush ride. The lightweight linkless monocross suspension unit at the back with a dual rate spring offers good performance while riding solo and better stability even when riding 2-up. The speed that you see me doing here is with a pillion on board, and the bike was quite stable all along. Now, talking about the wheels and tires, we get 17-inch wheels and tubeless tires. We get a 100/80 tire up front and a 140/70 tire at the back. Now, these are specially formulated compound tires, and the wide 140 section rear tire offers good road grip. Now, other noteworthy specs include a ground clearance of 160 mm, which is more than sufficient for our Indian road conditions. The seat height is 795 mm, again perfectly set to be comfortable for shorter riders, average height riders, and even taller riders. The fuel tank capacity is 14 liters, which is pretty decent and sufficient in my opinion. The bike weighs just 148 kgs, which is why the bike feels nimble and agile and swift right off the mark. The mileage claim for this bike is around 43 kmpl, which is exceptional for a 250cc bike, and that comes courtesy of the Blue Core technology that promises great efficiency without having to compromise on performance. Practically, I think we can expect around 35 to 40 kmpl depending on riding style and riding conditions, which is still amazing. The price ex-showroom Hyderabad for this bike is Rs 1,23,838, which is very inviting and very enticing. Now, looking at the cons, honestly you can't really complain much about this bike. That's how perfect it is. Now, we do miss liquid cooling and ABS on the bike, but considering the killer price tag and the modest power figures that the bike has on offer, lack of ABS doesn't really make a difference so long as you are a seasoned and experienced rider. Now, coming to my final verdict, if you look at the competition, we have the 200NS and RTR 200 priced at just over 1 lakh on road. We then have the Dominar 400 costing around 1.7 lakhs for the ABS variant and around 1.56 lakhs for the non-ABS variant. We then have the newly launched Duke 250 costing nearly 2 lakhs on road. Even the Duke 200 continues with the same pricing of around 1.65 lakhs on road here in Hyderabad. Therefore, the FZ25 being priced at around Rs 1.4 lakhs here in Hyderabad sits right in between the competition to unsettle the competition and attract the buyers with its reliability, quality and credibility factors that come as standard with every Yamaha motorcycle. In my opinion, people would not at all mind paying 1.4 lakhs for a 250cc bike coming from the Yamaha stable, that too a street fighter with all-round capabilities of being usable for daily commutes while also being able to satisfy the tourer within you. The bike can cruise at around 105 km per hour without any vibration vibrations. The bike offers a comfortable seating posture for city rides as well as touring. The single-cylinder engine is an absolute delight with a nice and refined motor, decent amount of power and adequate amount of torque throughout the mid-range. Hence, considering the price, the bike looks like a sure shot winner for Yamaha. What remains to be seen though is how it will fare against the intense competition it is up against in and around its price range. Well, that's pretty much it for now. I just hope you found this video useful. Until next time, this is Dino saying ciao. Take care, God bless and ride safe.